Here's a little shot of our training group this morning. It's a rainy day and we've got 17 dogs that we're training today. A good time. All the boys. This is a technical blind, water blind. Enter the pond here, go over the end of the first point, past the second point, and then between that island on the left and the point on the right to the far shore. So that's the blind. The distance is approximately 125 yards. And Jim Pickunka is going to run this cold for the first time with Tiki. Great initial line. Wicked good cast off that second point. She's doing great, Jim.
You're doing a wonderful job.
Wicked good job.
Very nice.
Now the second blind is approximately 100-yard blind. Enter the corner of the pond right at the corner, and then across the pond through that slot there between the peninsula and the Long Island, and then drive up out of the pond on an angle back about 40 yards into the field. So Jim's going to try this with Tiki. He ran this blind once 2 days ago. So this will be your second time running this particular blind. The entry is particularly difficult because they don't like to get in right at the point of the corner. They quite often like to either go left or right at that point. There we go. Perfect. Exactly what we were looking for. threading the needle. Good job. Now while Tiki's coming back from that blind retrieve, I'll tell you about the next one. They have to enter about 10 feet to the right of where they just entered on the previous line. And they're going to enter about halfway down that side between that corner and that corner. And enter about halfway down the side into the water, take that corner of water. They've got to go over the tip of that first point, then re-enter the water, past that second point, not touch it. They got to angle across the pond and go over the end of that point that's on the far corner, and then re-enter the water, and the bumpers for the blind are in that far corner of the pond. It's fairly technical, but the toughest part seems to be the entry, because it's so close to the previous entry where they had to get in at the corner. Now we're asking them to go about 10 feet to the right of that. The entry now has got to work for the point. Now we're out into the comfortable water for them for a while. There's the angle across the pond. No real technical part to the middle of the blind. They get a chance to clear their heads and get feeling easy again, and until they approach that long island, and then generally they need a cast or two to stay off the long island. Sometimes they need a cast to get on the point then. Okay, that's a nice spot to cast off the point. That should get her where she needs to be from there without any additional help, I would think. See the dog's head coming back into view, the far side of the point. Now she's heading right to the blind, so that's a pretty good job there. Hit all the objectives along the way. Be the same route back, of course. Now this is the fourth blind of the day. It's probably the blind that the dogs feel most comfortable with. There's a bay there. They enter that bay of water between these 2 points. They enter into that bay of water, go across the pond, and then they go through that slot of water between the long island and that point on the far shore. So they go right through, exit the pond, drive up the hill about 40 yards to the bumper pile beyond. And dogs generally seem to do a pretty good job on this. And it's a nice way to end the session with something that's not too hard on the head. Okay, she's got the entry that she needs there. Right. Let's turn in a good direction there. It's a little ping-ponging, but looks like she's got the good cast there now. Boom. Nice to see her drive up out of the pond.